We're back, and guess what?
What?
Guess what today is?
June 3rd.
It's our anniversary.
Oh, yeah?
Anniversary.
That
note didn't hit.
I mean, I can't ever do a remix without you being like, nah, that ain't hitting. So I'm not giving it to you.
Okay.
You could try it again.
No, that's fine.
Let's start over. Ready?
No, I'm not.
Do it.
Nah, it's gone now. I lost it.
It's tough when somebody tell you to just sing, right?
Right. Sing, baby.
Yeah. Picture that one.
Key, sing. It's our anniversary. Sing.
You call me Key, babe.
What?
I don't want the spotlight today. So.
Okay. All right.
So you know. Mm-hmm. You got it.
Okay. So we're back.
Anniversary, June 3rd, right?
Yes. 3
June
years.
3rd, we supposed to go to Carrabba's?
Yes, since we can't go to Ruth Chris.
Ruth Chris is in Denver, man.
Right, I know. I don't feel like driving there either.
It's in Denver, dog.
I know, dogs. That's why we're going to go to Carrabba's, and you know what I'm going to get, right?
What'd you get?
You know the appetizer I like?
What appetizer they got?
Calamari.
Oh, yeah, theirs was good compared to what we had before, when it was like all rubbery.
Where we went? That was somewhere in San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Where was we at?
Landry's.
We went to Landry's?
No, what's the other one?
Saltgrass.
We went to Saltgrass, and we went to no, it was Joe's Crab Shack.
That's where the calamari was at?
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good at all. Yeah, it wasn't good at all.
But Carrabba's is good, so I'm looking forward to that calamari.
So we're going right after this, right?
Show.
For sure. Let's get out a round of applause.
Woo, woo.
Carrabba's. I'm pretty hungry.
Yeah, I can eat.
I could eat too. I'm gonna give it that some longer applause. I could eat too. All right, let's get down to business.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good.
Look what I'm doing.
Good. What are you doing?
I'm bugging out.
Listen. Well, yeah, we need applause anyway because what did we do?
We went to Wyoming
last week. No. What did we do concerning 8121 Talk?
Oh, we created a website.
Yes.
You created an Instagram page.
Yes.
The website has all the podcasts on there.
Right,
well,
right.
Not all.
Well, yeah.
Number 1 and number 2 from, last year sometimes. I didn't even put those up.
Well, they're still on YouTube, so
yeah, they're still on YouTube.
You can go see season 1 episodes, 1 through
I think
about
like
10
or 11,
1 through 10
like
11
that.
on YouTube.
And then we have a blog page on the web page where we're uploading some ideas, because sometimes we can't touch every angle when we be talking.
Right.
So sometimes writing it out.
Did you put my blog up?
Not yet.
Oh.
It's coming.
Okay.
And we also had a trip to
Wyoming.
Mm-hmm. Got a little thoughtful up there too, with the whole Native American and the South Pass and Split Rock.
Right.
And all that stuff. And I was like, wow, something to really think about. Anything else?
No, I think that covers our achievements.
Yeah, everything is moving right along. Sometimes it gets a little slow. I get discouraged, but everything is moving right along.
Well, that discouragement kind of leads good segue into the topic of today,
which is
mental health.
Mental health.
Right. I know we're late. Mental Health Awareness Month was last month, but mental health awareness is not just a monthly thing. It is a daily thing.
Right. Elaborate. Go into it some more.
Well, I mean, you always need to be aware of your mental health. You have to take care of your mental. Just like you posted the video where you did my piece, PJ Morton. Mm-hmm. You got to protect your peace.
Yeah.
You have to protect your peace, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you're no good for anyone else.
Right.
You know?
But I think one of the subjects that we were talking about as far as the mental health is first acknowledging it, right?
Right.
Acknowledging it that there is, something there is something there. And then second of all, we were talking about when there is something there, but people kind of like act their way through it.
Right. Act their way by acting like there's nothing there in public and be a hot mess in the house.
Right. Because I was like kind of comparing that with like a functioning alcoholic, or a functioning addict, a drug addict, or whatever the case may be. But I went, way left with it and just started talking about personality types when your base was, mental health.
Right.
But I got into personality types, like people that function. You meet someone and the rituals. Hey, how you doing? Talk about what everybody else talks about.
Right.
And so forth and so forth.
Put a smile on your face.
Put a smile on your face.
And everything. And then as soon as you walk out that door, get in your car and clear of everybody, then the real you
surfaces.
Come out. Yeah.
The real you surfaces. Real deep. That's something really deep when you think about it. Because most people appear to be normal, which we talked about normalcy on the post we put up, but we're going to touch all that right now.
Right.
They appear to be normal by functioning in a social construct. What they think needs to be said or done to get by. What
they think is normal. And then normal is different in each situation.
Right.
Because what's normal at your job might not be what's normal at the party that you go to later on that night.
You have laws of the land, right? The Constitution, the state laws, the county laws. You have county laws,
right?
You have city laws, right? But then it's the same thing with gatherings and social constructs,
right?
Working at the job, there's laws within that. How you conduct yourself,
right?
What you might be able to say in the house, you can't get away with at work.
Exactly.
So people get real learned of that, and they know what to say in what situation.
Right.
But do they understand it?
Right.
And what's the motivation behind it for? Just getting along for what?
Right.
Am I wording this right?
Understanding. Do they understand it? That's like a child. Like when you teach your child how to do something when they're at that toddler stage, you teach them how to do something and they can do it because they've committed to memory. They've seen it done. They've done it. So they can do it. But do they really understand what they're doing?
So at that age, it's mimic.
Right.
Right. And then as it grows, you get some context to why you're doing this, or why not do this. You start to learn and you grow. What I was speaking on, and we're gonna get back to the mental health, is there are people that are our age, 50s, 40s, that don't know why they're doing what they're doing.
True.
They just figure, let me go with the flow here.
Right.
One of the I think it was Bruce Lee. He had said something about, the difference in a winner and a loser, where a winner listens and a loser just wait for his turn to talk. So functioning on the latter end of that, waiting for your turn to talk. You have an ulterior motive, or you have a reason for being there, but you function along the way until it's that time, and then bang, you jump out.
Right.
And then that's when someone on the other side who's actually listening go, what the world? Yeah, it happens quite a bit. It happens. But mental health. I grew up in a house where that was an issue. My mom's she had a nervous breakdown.
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, I could be in another room and I'd drop a glass or something, a piece of glass or a cup, a glass cup.
Yeah.
And she would, oh my God, my nerves. So I grew up like that, and I used to, it's one reason why I don't like taking medicine to this day, because our medicine cabinet was filled with pills.
Right.
You know, did you grow up in a situation like that?
No, nothing like that. Nothing where it was noticeable as far as mom and dad. But because you've met my family, there's a lot of mental health
and you always say
issues
that.
in the family.
You always say that. I got to move my mic.
But not just growing up though. But what I'm thinking is, I didn't realize it until later. So after I had Chevette and after Lucius died, I realized that I suffer from anxiety and depression.
Right.
You know. And, at that time, I was already in the National Guard, so I think that had something to do with it, too, because basic training was something else.
What happened? You okay over there? Look like you lost hold or something.
I don't know. My breath ain't acting right today.
Okay, so depression and anxiety.
Yeah,
right.
And I can remember in my first marriage, Mr. Rose was always like, you worry about everything. You always worrying, just worry.
No.
And I didn't realize, but it wasn't worry, it was anxiety, because it's like, I don't even know how to explain it.
See, this is where I'm walking a fine line. When we were younger, I'll give you an example. If your kid doesn't sit down in class, he's always moving around, he's not disciplined, you got that strap and you got that belt. We gonna fix that for you. Today, the first thing they go for is ADHD. And it's like, seriously, how about discipline? Now, I say that to say things happen. They do, and they trigger that. But me being around you for a while, you're thoughtful. You're thinking. Your brain is running 24/7 until you go to sleep.
And I think it'd be running then.
Right. I don't know if that's a disability. I don't know if that's a mental thing. People are different.
Well, I don't think that part would be a mental thing, but I know that I suffer from anxiety. So there's times when things just build up. You've seen it, like when I was behind at work with all those emails and stuff, and then I had that test to take, and then it was everything. I even forgot to take the test.
Right.
Because it was just overwhelming. I just felt like I couldn't get a handle on everything.
Right.
And then, I have depression. Some days are better than other days.
Okay.
But
so since we're talking about mental health, right? So you mentioned anxiety. What do you do about it?
You just kind of have to calm yourself down,
So you don't see anyone.
Right. Well, I don't anymore. Right. I did for a while, several years ago, but I'm thinking about seeing someone again.
Right. And depression?
Depression. So I think I manage my depression well.
So
because
let me reword that. You don't see anyone for anxiety or depression.
No, neither one.
And you said you learned to calm down. And also you said you learned to manage the depression.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you manage depression?
Well, I don't know if that's the right term, but how I deal with my depression is there's a lot of times where I'm thinking to myself.
Wait. Say that again.
Where I'm thinking to myself, negative thoughts. So you haven't accomplished this, you done this, but you should be here, blah, 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 what have you. And what I've learned to do is acknowledge those thoughts, allow myself to think about them, allow myself to talk to the voice in my head, because that's how it be, that voice in your head be talking to you. And then, but I have to realize that I can't stay in that place. So you have to kind of limit yourself to a certain time to stay right there and acknowledge that and work through it and process
Easier
it.
said than done.
It is.
I'm going to tell you
it is. And then once you work through that, then you have to purposely You have to.
You're just gonna skip all over that.
Yeah, you have to make up in your mind to work at doing things that put you in a more positive mood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Listen to some upbeat music, get up, move around, go outside. Think about the things that you do have and count your blessings.
I think it's all related to what you're coming from under, if I say that.
Yeah.
None of that works for me.
Okay.
Well, you know that I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. But sometimes I analyze my own depression and anxiety. Years ago, I came across a term called meta thinking. That term basically means thinking about thinking.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I do that quite a bit.
Right.
Sometimes I go too far. And you spoke about accomplishments. You know, like I look at certain things and I see certain things going on around me, aka thou shalt not covet. But it can sometimes reach inside of you and make you question yourself, you know?
That is true.
And there are so many things that I've gotten a chance to do in my life that some of our peers and classmates will never be able to do.
Right.
It's not a who did what more.
Right.
I'm just saying I have to tell myself, be grateful.
Be grateful. Yeah. That's why I say you have to start counting your blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the source of mine. And then, you know, there's two, and I know this from talking to, what was her name?
Blessings.
What was she?
Licensed social work.
I was so
was it
stupid.
LCS? What is it?
I was getting ready to say pediatrician.
Licensed social work count. I don't know. You know, they got all the different titles.
But we would talk about that, and one of the things that she kept going back to, which was you as a child growing up thinking that who was supposed to rock with you, my mom's, it seemed like she cared more about her relationship. That stayed with me for a very long time, and it kind of forged my personality.
Right.
Where, it was there. I don't want to get into all that, but it was there. So I kind of deal with that now. Like one of the things I taught myself is, let's say me and you having a conversation and someone else comes around next week. When I was younger, to watch you interact with them at the same level would bother me. You understand what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I still have problems with that to this day.
But now I understand.
Right.
My thought process, since we're talking about this, my thought process has led me down paths where I said, if I wasn't here, everything would be okay.
Oh yeah, I've been
not
there.
Here meaning dead.
Yeah, I've been there. I mean, you know, I tried to commit suicide.
Yeah,
I won't do it again, but at that time, but not saying that I don't sometimes have those thoughts still. You know, but then I tell myself, my children would have a absolute fit, you know,
right?
Because I don't know how other people think that have tried to commit suicide, or the ones who succeeded, what they were thinking of before they did it. But I know that I'm thinking, it would be better if I wasn't here, or I don't have to go through this no more, or the pain stops. But then what about the people you leave behind? Their pain still keeps going.
Right.
So,
right. The pain keeps going.
Yeah. So suicide is a very selfish act. So if you have love for other people, then you have to kind of try to get out of that headspace.
But are we always living for other people? And see, that was my problem. Is it always all about other people? How about you living for you? Right.
That's kind of sticky.
It is.
It's kind of tricky because
children.
You want to. You got to take time out for yourself.
Yeah.
But then you also have to think about how your actions affect the people around you, the people who you love and who love you.
Would you call that thought process right here where you get to the people around you? would you consider that second tier?
Yes.
Because think about it, because if you don't commit suicide, is what you talk about, but everything is so heavy on you, you are a miserable person and you're still hurting them.
Right. But then that's when you have to say to yourself, well, I'm not going to take that way out, but I have to do something.
You got to do something
to get myself straight.
You have to do something about it. So I would suggest that, first of all, you have to be honest with yourself and humble. And you have to say, man, I might need to talk to somebody. Right.
Talk to somebody, and you might need to take a break from people. You might have to tell the people you love, hey, nothing against you, but I need to take some time for myself. So I'm cutting off communication, no social media. I'm not talking on the phone. I'm not going out with anyone. I just need to take time, talk to someone if you need to, and just work on me. And then once I get myself together, then I can get back in.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Right.
We were looking at a show last night with Jason Tatum and Sage Still. And when she took him back to the house, and he said, hey, I remember we have nothing to eat.
Right.
Or the rain was coming in on this side. And you could look at him and see he going somewhere.
Right.
He's, they used to tell me, you're withdrawing. You start to withdraw.
Yeah, you can see it.
Back to that place.
You can see it.
Yeah. And I deal with that now. Like the cool thing about you, wife, is I think that you understand that I'm a little bit off sometimes, and I'll go to these places in my mind, and honestly, everyone around me is the enemy. See, I have those. I'm better at it now because of what I was talking about, my mother's relationship and stuff. Younger betrayal in any form. It's like someone slicing me with a machete.
Right.
Betrayal.
Right.
Am I saying that? Betrayal.
Yeah.
It's heavy, but that's stuff I have to deal with.
Yeah, but the good thing is like you said from the beginning, you have to be honest with yourself and acknowledge it. And once you acknowledge it, then you can start to do something about it. So, I think that's the first step.
Admittance. You think that's a part of humility?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to humble yourself and be honest. Yeah. Now let's move on to the second part.
Okay.
Remember those three things I talked about? Humility. Second one was empathy. Right? When you're dealing with someone that has that, which is what I'm saying you showed toward me, which is why I was talking about it. Well, you can see it because you deal with certain things yourself. You have a level of empathy. Right? I give you an example. I won't give you an example. Okay. But I had a situation where everything was eating away at me so much. And the person I was with at the time was like snap out of it. Come on, move. Life. You don't need to hear that right now. Give me time to process.
No.
Yeah.
And it's not as easy for everybody. Like I always say, what I'm able to handle, somebody else might not be able to handle it because our makeup is different and our life experiences are different. And so when you're in those situations with other people, you have to stop and think and say, okay, I know I would make it through, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
A funny thing, we were talking the other day and I said, I've had the opportunity or the what would I call it? When you're in a situation where you're not lucky, but you're blessed to be there. I was talking about, Barry B, Dougie Fresh, and various people. And I told you that what I hated, and I still don't like it to this day, is when people will say,
if I was you,
you're not me.
You're not.
Right? So whatever I had to become friends with those people, maybe you don't have it.
Right.
Right? Or maybe what I need to have to say, you know what? I'm gonna make you a star. Maybe I don't have that, and I'm fine with that.
Right.
You know, it even comes down to this stuff we doing here, like podcasts. I've been doing this type of stuff, not podcasts,
right,
but all my life.
Yeah.
You know, and at one point I questioned myself about success, notoriety, and down the line. And it can get heavy.
It can.
It can get heavy.
It can.
Right.
Not just with that, but anything.
Oh, yeah. Question. How do you feel about medication?
So.
Tough one.
Yeah, I think that there are times when you might need the medication because you can't do it by your strength alone, you know?
Right.
And not just your strength, but, you know, through prayer, what have you. Just sometimes you just need a little help. So I think that you might need medication, but you have to be careful. I'm going to say I have to be careful because I can only speak about myself. I don't want medication to be a crutch,
right?
If that makes sense.
Right.
I don't want to take pills and it changes or alters my mood with, you know, and so that's kind of like, okay, well, you take these pills, it's going to change your mood so you ain't got to deal with it yourself, you know, work it out.
Right. It's crazy because you have witnessed something here with me when I was getting all the dental work done. What did they give me? Percocets?
Yeah, I think so.
I was afraid to take them.
Right.
You saw that.
Yeah. Like
I was afraid because the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like that
What's
either.
the other one?
The one that you got from your therapist?
That's trazodone.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Trazodone.
I can't take that. Because it was given to me so I can go to sleep at night and my mind won't keep wandering, but I can't do it. But what's the other drug they used to give you for pain?
Codeine?
Codeine. Girl, I have an experience with codeine. I got some dental work done and I didn't read the bottle properly. The bottle specifically said, take this as per pain. 1 to 3 times. What was one every X amount of hours?
Yeah, probably like six hours or something like that.
No more than 3 times a day. Right. So I thought that as long as I had this dental situation and I had a full bottle,
you just keep taking them.
Take it 3 times a day until you're empty. What was I thinking? I was at work. And I took Doral with me, who's here right now, somewhere around. Well, he had dental work.
He had dental work today. He's knocked out.
Excuse me. I was taking it. Is that your phone ringing?
It is.
Who that is?
Some medical plaza.
Man, please. They just got on our podcast.
I know.
You know, if it ain't.
Who would be calling from the medical plaza?
What is a medical plaza?
It says, I don't know, a doctor's office?
Wow. Is that the universe? Wait a minute. Is that the universe?
I don't even know.
But anyway, I was popping these, what were they called?
Codeine.
I was popping codeine 3 a day, every day. And boom, boom, boom. And I went to work. I took the route with me. He said he wanted to go play basketball outside of my job. So I said, all right, go ahead, because I got my own office.
Right.
So he left. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. And I said, you know what? I feel kind of funny. And I went to go lay on this couch in my office, but totally missed the couch. It just boom.
And you was there.
Fell out on the floor.
And stayed there.
I stayed there for hours. The only thing that woke me up was somebody was banging on the office door like crazy.
Yeah, but that was like, how many times had they been? They had been there for a while, right? Trying to wake you up?
I had been out for like maybe 5 hours or more. And they were boom, 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 boom.
That's
boom,
crazy.
Boom, boom. So I'm afraid of that.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Right.
You know.
And some of that medication that they prescribe for you for the mental health things, it's like that. It makes you feel funny. Like, I mean, it really alters your mood, even to the point where it can make you angry, you know?
Okay. Here's another example. And I might have mentioned this on another podcast, but here it goes again.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was on medication.
Mm-hmm.
Came home from school one day, dropped my stuff, and went outside.
Mm-hmm.
She was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So around 6, 7 o'clock, I'm sitting on the neighbor's porch. She woke up. Come here. You know how she talk. Come here. Have a junior. Come here. So I got close to her. She hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and again, and again. So I ran.
Mm-hmm.
I ran to my grandmother's house. My grandmother told me to go back home. I went back home. When I got back, my mother was crying.
Mm-hmm.
She had taken whatever medication they gave her, and her mind was thinking that it was 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Bad.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
What was that?
I don't know.
Something in the window well?
It probably is. Might be a rabbit.
Oh, Lord.
But
okay.
You don't have to bring attention to that one, though.
It scared me.
Okay. Is it the universe?
Yeah, but I mean, we could go on and on about mental health, but the important thing is
go get some help.
Go get some help, and we're going to put some numbers on our website that you can call, for crisis, whatever the case may be, PTSD.
We doing that?
Suicide. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We're going to put some numbers. I already done looked up the information.
Okay.
And so we'll post it on the website.
Now, we started off talking about normalcy versus functioning. I'm going to say I don't have the correct terms. Like I always say, sometimes I don't know the correct words, but you can feel it in what I'm trying to put out there and the passion behind what I'm saying. Don't act just to get along.
Yeah.
Don't act just to fit in.
Right.
Don't make your function just to be a part of something noticed, or don't be under the facade of I'm something that I'm not. I'm bigger than what I am.
Right.
I got more.
And then in doing that, don't put that stress on yourself.
Yeah,
because that weight's heavy.
There's a statement out there that some people actually frame it like it's sheets from the Bible. You know what that is?
What?
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, that
I can't stand it. Fake it till you make it.
That's a whole nother subject. I'm just going to touch it just a little bit. They tell us that something to that extent when you're in the military, like they would say false motivation is better than no motivation. That's along the same lines.
See, I don't believe that.
Fake it till you make it.
I don't believe that. And I'll tell you why. False motivation is the same as what?
Or no motivation.
Is just as good as...
No motivation.
What was the quote again?
False motivation is better than no motivation.
But see, let's attach that to this. Practice makes perfect. But the real thing, perfect practice makes perfect.
Right.
So wait. So perfect practice makes perfect. You can be out there doing something, falsely motivated. You'll never get the accomplishment or whatever out of it because you always thinking in your mind, it's a job, it's labor. I don't really care. I'm just going through the motions. Right. Does that make sense?
Right. That does make sense. But I think that what people are trying to say is keep pushing and then it'll come along. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm glad you said that. So let's try this. You graduated from Selma High School. Your first job, working, punching a clock, like we talked about the other day, was at Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie helped you to survive at that time. Did you like it?
No.
There are some people that do that type of stuff and they'll say, well, logically, I got to survive. I got to do this. And they stay there. Right. They'll make themselves accept it.
Right. I mean,
I'm on the other side where I'm saying, I got to get out of here. I can't. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to pretend I'm motivated to be here. But I have had people to say, that's why you ain't got nothing.
And that's, I think we spoke about that when I was going my last term. It was about the workforce, how the generations are different. So our generation and our parents' generation, they would stay at the job that they didn't like for 20 years or 25 years.
They would.
But our kids, they're not doing that. They say that the average works, what is it? The average time in the job for our kids or that generation is 3.7 years.
Something like that.
They're not staying.
3.7. But you know, it's mentally exhilarating not to be tied down to something. You know what? I could say sometimes it's okay to follow your heart and search for what you feel is your place in the world.
Right.
And then sometimes you have to bear down in order to get to that place in the world.
I tell you.
Does that make sense?
It does.
I'm trying today. I'm trying.
Life, huh?
Yeah, life is funny. It's just about sacrifices.
Sacrifices, discipline, commitment, dedication.
Right.
Maneuvering.
Taking crap, which could be under sacrifice. Taking crap.
Hit and miss.
Dealing with people that don't have the same mental capacity as you, but they've been there longer. So, you know, all of that above. But all this that we're talking about all relates to mental health. Yeah. In this last part we're just talking about, if there is something that is causing your mental health to decrease, you better get out of there.
You better get out of it.
You know, like my mom used to say, if you don't know,
you better ask somebody.
You better ask somebody.
Protect your peace.
Well, you protect your peace, and you better find somebody that can.
Yep.
If you can't do it. That's what I got you for.
All right now.
You better find somebody. So, I just wanted to touch one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Before we get out of here.
Because I'm hungry.
I got to go to Wyoming. I got to go back to that.
Why? Oh, you mean go back to
we
the
talking
subject
about
of Wyoming.
health.
I was going to say,
we were talking about
go back to Wyoming?
We were talking about mental health, and we were talking about, you know, things that can pull you in, and I gave you a few origins of mine. Didn't give you anything in related to anxiety, but I mean, you covered that when you were talking about it. But Wyoming made me realize something.
What was that?
The world that I lived in, New York City, Alabama, Virginia, Illinois, here, am I missing somewhere? Jersey, a very small piece of the world.
Very small.
Very small piece of the world. Lifestyles, standards of living, they vary. You know, when you're living in New York City like I was, that way of life is totally different than anywhere else. Yeah. But being here, actually, in Colorado Springs, is actually more closer to the norm of what the rest of the United States is when you think about it. Walmart, blah, 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 blah. Same thing. New York City, no Walmarts. None of that. Right. It's different. So crazy. I say that to say, when we were in Wyoming, the South Pass, that moved me. It really moved me in a sense where just say it, right? Yeah, just say it. The robbery. Oh, the thievery, the beautiful country, the rocks, what's it called? Wind River? Yeah. Did you notice I kept saying Winding River out there? Yeah. Yeah, but the Wind River, Split Rock, the landscape, it was taken. It was taken. Yeah. Right? And the people that agriculturally cultivated that area and had homes and learned to live with the seasons and as many people as they lost strictly to Mother Nature and learning that came and gone. Yeah. And today, people walk around as if everything's cool. And where are those people at? Because you said it a bunch of times. Where are they? Native Americans, where they at?
On reservations.
They gave them some land and said, here. I don't care. This is not a jab at anybody. First, you have to be logical. You have to be logical. And you have to be empathetic. You have to have some sort of empathy. Humility. All this stuff that we talk about, and fair. I don't care what church you go to. Right. I don't care what Bible you thumping. Right. I don't care. I don't really care about all that. You have to look at that empathy and say, wow. Yeah. I don't want to hear nothing about no passages and not respecting the people that were there first and all that. I don't want to hear about none of that. My country, you know. I get it. I understand it. I get it. America's a great country. I understand that. But until people start understanding that when someone like ourselves, like black people, we are frustrated, back to the mental health. We're frustrated about our past, all the obstacles that we had to overcome.
And still overcoming.
And then when we voice it, what do they say?
Get over it.
Yep, they say, get over it. And then they also say,
it was not that serious. Or it happened so long ago.
It happened so long ago.
But it wasn't really long. We're not going to get off on that.
It wasn't us.
Yeah.
You know, man, you benefit from what your ancestors did. And sometimes I know there's nothing, you know, that could be done about it. Like, it happened. You know, we're not magical. But at least kind of respect that, man.
And acknowledge it. Don't make us seem like we're overreacting. That's all. Just acknowledge it.
Wyoming put me there.
Yeah.
It put me there and I was like, wow, this place is beautiful, man.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. I've never seen mountains like that.
Me either.
And then when it really resonated with me was when that South Pass, coming from settlers, if that's what you want to call it, coming from the east, making their way to the west, they got to find their way through that those granite mountains. And how did they find it? History will tell you that they just found it.
Right.
Right? We read the signs. People, Shoshone. And what was the other tribe? Arapaho. They said they settled that area. They were living in that area for 12,000 years.
12,000 years.
Yeah. It hasn't been 12,000 years since they took it. Think about that.
Right.
And that Wind River, I almost said winding, it goes from all the way up in Wyoming via the Missouri and whatever the other river they said.
All the way down to the Gulf. The
Gulf.
Colorado River.
All the way down to the Gulf
all the way down
Mexico.
to the Gulf of Mexico.
So this was
a trail.
A trail for them because you need to stay next to the water, of course.
What you call it? A trading.
Yeah.
A trade route. That's what it was.
Yeah. But you know, history. I'm off it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I had to think about that.
Right.
I'm not Native American, as far as I know.
As far as you know, because you don't know.
Because I don't know. But it humbled me, and it empathy.
Yeah.
I'm walking around in Du Bois, Idaho, and people having good lives. They eating steaks. They doing this. They doing that. You have a millionaire that gave an installation there, and whatever, and you could count on probably one hand how many Native Americans you saw.
Right.
Not cool. Not cool whatsoever. But anyway, that's our show.
That's it. We can go to Carrabba's now?
We could go to Carrabba's.
Fried calamari?
We can go to Carrabba's. But let me leave you with this.
Okay.
We don't touch certain topics because we don't know every detail of it.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't like what happened in Buffalo. I didn't like what happened in South Carolina with the church. The people getting shot.
Right. Yeah.
Eventually it's got to stop.
Well, yeah.
Because if we as black people decide to push back, we wrong. That's what they'll say.
Yeah.
So we don't talk about those subjects.
We'll save that for another.
Well, we don't talk about those subjects because sometimes you don't know all the details.
Exactly.
You don't know what's what.
And we always say that if you don't know all the details. You only know what social media shows you. I
just thought it was different, and we'll end with this. That someone sent me something that was stating that one of the people that was killed in Buffalo at the Tops grocery store was actually an inventor who had created a car that ran purely off water. And the article that they sent me was basically saying it was an assassination.
Wow.
So I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's why we don't get into all that because we don't know.
We don't know.
We just talk about what we feel and what we experience.
Our opinions.
And with that said, 8121 Talk.
We're out.
Let me tell you something.
All right, we're out.
Wait, we forgot something.
What we forget? Oh, got to be more careful. Go to the website.
8121talk.com.
There you go.
8121talk.com.
Follow us on IG, 8121 Talk.
And sign up for the mailing list.
There you go.
Sign
All
up
right.
for the mailing list, and then we'll know. Don't be rushing me.
I'm hungry.
We sign up for the mailing list, and that way we can know who is there and who's interested, and even say some things like, hey, talk about this. We'll get all of that.
Yeah, leave us comments. Send us suggestions.
8121talk.com or 8121
Talk
on
IG.
Or Elundia Southall on Facebook, Al Southall on Instagram. It's somewhere else. We out there. Oh, hold up, man. Hold up.
I'm never getting to Carrabba's. Go ahead.
We on Apple Podcasts.
Oh yeah, Apple Podcasts. We forgot to say that.
We're
on all
Apple
formats.
Podcasts.
Let's go. Can we go now?
Google, Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. YouTube. Carrabba's.
We out.